Hey everyone, my name's Pupsker, and today in the First Descendant, I want to talk about how you can farm Ultimate Lepic fast in the First Descendant. He is the only other Ultimate Descendant besides Ultimate Bunny that can actually be farmed in-game off of hard mode. So, in normal mode, you have to almost pretty much complete the story in order to farm him, and naturally, his drop rates are really low. So if we go take a look, we can take a look at Ultimate Lepic in the Access Info section. 4 parts, as every other Descendant has. The Ultimate Lepic code, okay, that can be farmed up in Echo Swamp from the Void Fusion Reactor in the Derelict Covert. So if you're early game, that would be the regular spot you farm, and that's this spot right here. You would just have to farm that until that drops, and then you'd have to farm the boss for it. So might take a little bit, but that's how early game farms go. And you're looking at really low drop rates, like 4% type drop rates from those amorphous materials. Like 3%, 6%, it's going to be rough, right? Next up, we have Ultimate Lepic Stabilizer, the blueprint. That one is a Kingston normal fusion reactor, the Fallen Theater Vulgus strategic outpost, right? Similar idea, but this one's up here. Legion of Darkness, level 5. You'll grind it up pretty easily. You'll get shape stabilizer forms, but it would take a long time to actually get those, right? Next up with Lepic, we have his Spiral Catalyst, which can be farmed from Sterile Land Vulgus Strategic Outpost. Yeah, another strategic outpost. These are kind of a pain. They're really easy at lower levels if you're grinding, though, to be fair. Since it's normal mode, you'd go in, destroy everything, kill the enemies, and then you'd be in out in a second. So I would actually like to say these are fairly, very, very, very easy. Like, these do not take much time at all to get those amorphous material patterns. But you are looking at like a 20% drop rate, so you have to keep that in mind. It has additional reward for successful infiltration, but you're still not looking at a high drop rate. So you're going to be farming a thing to get another thing, right? You need to get the amorphous material pattern, and then you need to farm the corresponding boss that goes with it, right? So for the catalyst, you'd have to then do the Void Fusion Reactor to open this. That's kind of a pain, because Void Fusion Reactors are used to open certain things. Oh wait, no, that's not what I wanted to click on. Yeah, anyways, because Void Fusion Reactors are used to open the amorphous materials as well. So it's just, it's a pain. It's a pain, like this one here. I think you go from running this into this amorphous Void Fusion Reactor, Sterile Land, Rockfall Zone. Like, you have to run these, but in order to open the Void Fusion Reactors, you have to previously run the Void Fragment missions here 3 times previously. So it's such a large corresponding grind in order to farm Ultimate Lepic. But that's not all. That's only the early game grind. I didn't go over this in the bunny video because I didn't think people would care too much, but I should definitely talk about it more. Ultimate Lepic. These are the materials you can get in story mode regular and like regular normal mode. Ultimate Lepic has a 6% drop chance off that, right? If you upgrade it with the enhancer, it gets to 10%. The Ultimate Lepic code, it becomes a 6% drop rate. Ultimate Lepic Spiral becomes a 10% drop rate. And Ultimate Lepic Stabilizer becomes a 6% drop rate. So incredibly low chance of drop in regular mode, right? So incredibly low. So low. But once you start getting higher up into the game, holy crap, look at that. Ultimate Lepic Enhanced Cell Blueprint drops Enhanced Cells at a 32% drop rate. So you can farm it in easy mode or you can farm it in hard mode, but the insane difference in drop rate for certain items will show. Like 32% drop rate or 6% drop rate. That could be a 10% drop rate at the highest rate. So you see what I'm saying? It's not hard to farm certain parts, but other parts will be a lot harder. This one has the Ultimate Lepic Spiral Catalyst Blueprint at 10%. If you get the enhancer, it goes to 16%. This one has the Ultimate Lepic code at 10, goes to 16%, and this has the Ultimate Lepic Stabilizer Blueprint at 20% drop rate base, and you cannot upgrade or change that. So That's what I'm saying. It gets a little easier if you go into hard mode to start grinding these out. So while you can farm them up really fast early on in the game, your drop chances are really bad. So it's not going to be a highly recommended thing, but it's up to you. If you're grinding out levels, you're grinding out other gear, and you just so happen to have a side objective of farming these out, that can definitely help and work out. But man, does it take a long time. From there, we have like the amorphous material pattern 105, and that one has the ultimate Lepic stabilizer at 20%. Not bad at all. This one has the ultimate Lepic code at 10 to 16%. Okay, not too shabby, not too shabby. This has the ultimate Lepic spiral catalyst blueprint at 10 to 16. Okay. The amorphous material pattern 7 has another just 20% ultimate Lepic enhanced cell blueprint, but this one has a 32% chance, so you'll probably want to farm it from this one and then not enhance it. So you see what I'm saying? The drop rates are all over the place. Once you get into the game and you just start farming things up, once you get into hard mode, there's a chance that you'll have so many random materials and items if you're just playing the game for no reason, that you might even have an ultimate part or a ton of amorphous for a certain ultimate character. It depends. Some of the amorphous material drop at a very generic location. A lot of other amorphous material drop at a very specific location. So some of them, it's like you have to replay this specific story mission to get it. And then other amorphous material are like, yeah, you can run like these 5 different things, kinda, and then you should be able to get it. So it's gonna take a little bit of time to figure out and farm up everything. I would say go slow, take it slow, and don't rush anything, because you got all the time in the world, baby. It's a reminder as well, you only have 10 Descendant slots if you don't spend money to purchase more right now. I already have 3 out of my 10 Descendant slots used up. I have Freynia, Ajax, and Bunny. There may be ways to get more Descendant slots, but as of right now, none. Like, I don't have any way that I know of. And they are 50 caliber, so getting like a ton of the Descendant slots aren't overly expensive. So, you know, it could be worse, but it's still kind of a sad thing, and I'm always sad when I get Descendant capped, so it's important to note if you're going to try farming up Descendants to keep that in mind. But always, info in the access info section. There are a lot of the bosses to fight because the amorphous material either either open up from bosses, or you open it up from the fusion reactors. So remember, when you're doing bosses, you're probably in a decent state if you're in hard mode. Since hard mode doesn't have proper matchmaking or anything, make sure you build up properly. I'm only this far in, right? I'm getting there, but yeah. Make sure you build up properly, right? Make sure you have your fire resistant if you're fighting a character that does fire damage, right? Pyro does fire, recommends fire, equip fire resistance. Make sure you're equipping and using elements that actually do damage. Very weak against ice, use ice. And try to, if possible, use weapons where the weak point type is good against the boss. So piercing weapons, pierce against him. I have, if you didn't know, a weapon here. Hit F1 to check out the stats. You can see it has pierce at 10%, so okay, it is a piercing weapon. So the game actually has so many stats to look at, and it's important to remember a lot of things, such as reload time will increase your DPS. Yeah, stuff like that. Either way, that is how you can farm up ultimate Lepic in the game. I didn't want to get too sidetracked, sorry. So let me know what you think. You can farm him up early game, but oh my god, his hard mode drop rates have much better chances, especially that 132% drop rate chance. So it might be better for a lot of people, and most people in general, to just go through the game, get to hard mode, and farm ultimates once you get to hard mode. Either way, let me know what you think on that. If you're going to farm it up in normal mode, if you're going to farm it up in hard mode, and where you're generally stuck in the game, if you're even going to farm up ultimate Lepic. So thank you all for watching, subbing, liking. You can use Nexon creator code Pupsker #8809 if you want to support the channel, or just check out the link to link up as a supporter of my creator code in the comments, or sorry, description down below. The Nexon link for linking it all up. Thank you.